Natalie.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Hannah. Welcome to the Stride Sisters podcast. On today's episode, we start, as we usually do, with training updates and Disney news. As our main topic today, we celebrate the beginning of fall with our own fantasy draft, but make it Disney. Natalie created the categories of Disney parks and some runDisney topics, and we drafted our own first picks for each of those categories. So lace up your shoes and step into the magic with us. So let's kick it off with our training. Caitlin, you want to kick us off? You want to go first this time?
Oh boy. Yeah, my training was non-existent this week. So, first of all, it was about 95 to 100 degrees every single day here. Yeah.
Same.
So it just didn't feel safe to go outside. I mean, we did go for walks this week outside. Does
Time
that
on
count?
feet, ma'am. Yep.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Yep. But other than that,
So that's
it was like my birthday week. So
celebrations all around. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Woo.
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything special?
We went out to dinner, which was really nice. Oh, Austin sent me flowers to my school.
Oh.
He got flowers. I know. He had them delivered and it was really, really cute. And then all my students approved.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were beautiful flowers too. Mm-hmm. It was really special.
And Natalie, what about you? Training?
Training went pretty well this week.
Our glorious leader having perfection.
Yeah, I feel like chief intern right now. Because when I'm the bastion of when I'm the leader, that's not it. Anyway, yeah, training went pretty well. We are a third of the week or of the way through all the training weeks at this point in time. From here on out, our long runs are not below double digits. Yeah, good times, terrifying times actually. But yeah, things went pretty well this week. Just trying to get through it, gear up. It was hot AF here as well. Very, very humid as well, where I had like one cooler morning, but it was so humid because it had just poured all day. And it was going to pour even more later that day, that it was any of the coolness was immediately
Sucked
negated
away.
by, yeah, it was just sucked away. Like the dew point was not very friendly. But we survived and advanced, and that's about all you can do at this point in time. How about you, Hannah?
I didn't do any of my strength, but I did do both of my weekly runs. I'm going to do my long run this evening. But I was actually pleasantly surprised because these were my first runs back since Bartholomew made his presence known. And he is, I would say, officially gone at this point. He actually came off, I guess is the nicest way to put it, right before my run on Thursday, I think. So that's good. It means it's healing. I waited the full natural process for it to resolve itself, and actually I checked this morning and like the skin underneath is like normal color too. It's not even pink or anything. So I got a normal toe again, which is exciting. And I had Thursday, we had scheduled so we're in this transition period for Natalie and I where we were going from Rogue in summer training, which is in summer is the name of our program from our coach. And, but then it ended technically today. Today is the first day that we're recording of the new schedule, but that means that like some of our runs from the old plan where there was overlap and there was options at the very end of last week. So Thursday could have been a speed day or it could have been an easy day depending on your choices and whether or not you were doing in summer or not. I chose chaos and chose to do speed even though I hadn't run in a few weeks. And I was a little nervous that it wasn't going to go very well, but I I chose my own speeds because I didn't plan ahead to ask Kristen what my speed should be, but, um, I chose my tempo pace to be 30 seconds slower than my 5K race pace. Don't know if that's accurate or a good choice, but that's what I did, and I was able to run that pace for, like, 4 minutes straight without walking breaks, so I felt pretty cool, and I did all of them, kept it consistent, um, so I got all my mileage done, and I'm a little bit nervous to do my long run tonight because it's supposed to be 12. Don't think that's a good idea considering I haven't run in like a long run in a few weeks. So I was thinking I would repeat 10. And that still gets me a little nervous because 10 is when I got Bartholomew. So, but I think as long as I tape and take precautions ahead of time, it'll be fine. And I know I can run that far, so it shouldn't be any issue. I'm just always nervous. Every long run, even though I've run a marathon, every time I do it, I get nervous that something is going to go wrong. And I don't know what steps. Maybe that's something I should talk to Kristen about, like what steps I need to take to like help myself and not feel that sense of like apprehension. I think that's the right word. Before my long runs. Because I don't want to feel that. I don't really feel the same. It's a different sense of apprehension that I feel before like a training long run versus like a race. Race, I have like nerves and stuff because it's exciting and it's finally there and it's the big day. But it's a different feeling than what I feel before training runs. So,
I had a dream last night that I was doing, I think it was our local half marathon because I'm signed up to do that in October. And it in my dream it didn't go well.
mhm.
So I woke up this morning freaking out because I thought that it was real.
That's always the worst. I hate when I
I
have those
know.
dreams.
Oh,
I had
totally.
I had one like this was a long time ago. I remember texting Natalie about it, maybe even both of you about it at some point, but I had this one dream where it might have been right after registration for Dopey or the night before or something, but I dreamt that I had already run the 5K and the 10K, and I think I was in the half, not even the full, and I got lost somehow on the course,
Oh my
which is,
gosh, I
like,
hate when that
literally
happens.
not possible.
No, that happened to me one time.
You
It
got
literally
lost on the course?
I was
At
doing a
Disney?
10K. No, not at Disney. It was my when we were supposed to do, I think it was one of those Disney races way before COVID. Maybe it
Mhm.
was when we were supposed to be doing the Star Wars in April of 2020. And my aunt signed us up and she was like, we need to have proof of time. So she wanted us to do a 10K as a proof of time for the half. And so she was telling my mom, you got to sign them up, me and my sister, for a 10K. So my mom found a local 10K on Thanksgiving, and it was so dirt cheap, but we didn't get medals, we didn't get t shirts, like nothing. And it was a trail run, not a road race. And they had like these big giant mounds of dirt, like these big 20-foot tall mounds of dirt, and they were at a super steep incline, and it was so muddy and disgusting that day. And I just remember like running through a field and then running through the woods and like trying to climb my way up this pile of dirt, and nobody was around, like, at all. So my watch hit 6.2 miles and there was no one around me, and I started crying because I thought I was lost in the woods, like the Frozen song. It was
Oh.
so bad. Oh, it was really terrible. And then suddenly these people came, they turned the corner behind me and they passed me and they were like, "What is that girl doing crying?" And so I just followed them for the rest of the
Oh.
race. I had to go another like half of a mile. So I don't know what happened with my watch, but it was a really rough race, but we did it. That was our first 10K ever.
Well, I'll consider that if I ever sign up for a trail race. But I do
Don't do
think
it.
if you're listening for Disney running, it's pretty much impossible to get lost on that on a race at Disney. So if you have a nightmare about it, then just know that it's not real.
My nightmare last night was just that I got injured again. and that I hurt my one ankle.
Ooh.
So, mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're getting close to spooky season, so we're gonna preview. We're gonna talk about spooky, scary things with running as like a little series in the future, and we'll talk about like injuries and chafing and all the things that are scary that come
Well, that
with running.
sounds
So
yeah, that sounds super scary.
look
If you
forward to
like the
that.
talk of Bartholomew and Chester, don't worry. They're coming.
That episode will definitely have to put like a warning at the beginning of like, hey, this one might be a little sus if you don't like bodily functions and gross things.
We'll have to make a male friend so they can talk about what they do to prevent chafing on their nipples.
Oh, we can bring Ben on. Ben
Oh
can
yeah,
do
Have
that.
duh.
do you guys watch The Office?
Yeah.
I've seen yeah. Oh yeah, I
You
think I've
How
do?
seen
could
it.
I
Yeah.
not watch The Office?
Okay, good. Okay. But season 4, the opening is when they do that fun run to find the cure for
Mhm.
rabies. And that's when Andy Bernard he tapes up his nipples, but then he still chafes through all
Ugh,
of the tape and he's got like blood on his white shirt. Ugh, super gross. But I just discovered that we have the Peacock subscription. So I've been binge watching The Office like crazy.
nice. That
We've
happened
been
to
watching
Ben.
30 Rock.
Ben chafed in our very first when we did Springtime Surprise a couple of years ago. He had
Oh
never chafed
no.
in like any of his training runs or anything. Granted, we did not really train in the proper sense for that race. Not just like missing runs, like I don't think we had run in over a month before the race and that had been sporadic leading up to that. It was chaotic. But he didn't know any of the tips and tricks and I think you can see in his finish line photo that like one of his nipples is bleeding. And I'm laughing
Oh
because this was in the
no.
past, not because it's painful for sure, but he knows better now. No such things happen during our marathon, so all right, I think that's, I mean, training for everyone. Anyone have any injuries? Please say no.
No.
I'm
Only in
not
my dream.
I'm not gonna knock on wood like audibly, but knocking yeah, I'm all set at this point in time.
Woohoo! And we wish that for all of our listeners as well, injury free. All right, let's kick off the countdown. It's race week. We have 2 days until the Disneyland Halloween half marathon gets started. Expo check-in passes should be available by the time you're listening to this, so or possibly even already while we're recording. None of us are running, so don't know. Um, but if you're getting your coast to coast this weekend, or so if you've already completed a Walt Disney World race and this is your California race, it'll say that on your check-in pass if you're eligible. So make sure you pick up all of the according things. And then make sure you get your, which is the wristband at the expo. Make sure you get that. And then when you're done with the half, you'll get your half medal, and then they'll put you through a separate corral area. Make sure you pick up that coast to coast medal.
It
And
was
you'll need
not
to
well
bring,
marked.
yeah. So just like eyes peeled, and
um
bring that wristband with you because you'll need that to like show, right? No? Or is it marked on the bib? I've never done a
no.
challenge like that.
Yeah, I'll clarify this. So it's you get a little wristband. You're gonna have to wear it the whole weekend. Sorry, and or at the expo, and make sure that you actually get it because some people because again it was the first time like coming a back to Disneyland and b back to like a coast to coast type of thing. This past January where I got mine right away, but some people had to go back to the expo to get it, but you're gonna filter through, and especially if you have a challenge medal where I missed it and had to be doubled back, where they I think they only had the coast to coast medals on one side, but
Mm,
it wasn't. Well, I'm sure that that's something that'll have been improved, but I had to be taken back by a cast member to go get my coast to coast medal, and then they'll cut off the wristband, saying that
you've acquired your
you know
medal.
yes. So again, this is only if you have done your Walt Disney World race, which is a 10 miler or higher. So 10 miler, half marathon, marathon, or a challenge encompassing that. And then are running the half marathon at Disneyland. Hopefully, this is not surprising news to you, but if you're going to get your coast to coast at Wine and Dine, it's going to say not eligible on your check-in pass. So don't worry. A lot of people fretted back in January, people who were doing Disneyland and then were doing Princess or doing something later. A lot of people were worried that it said not eligible on there. It has to be the weekend that you are completing the second race for it to say eligible. Like my check-in pass at Wine and Dine will say not eligible because I didn't do a second Disneyland race. Also, again, you can't double dip. So if you did Disneyland in January and you were on the track one for Coast to Coast, so say you were the Dopey to Dumbo, Goofy to Dumbo, us crazy people, and you did not like do a second, you have to have done the second Disneyland race to get another or Coast to Coast medal. You can't double dip it. And that's about all I have to say on that, except for there's some Club Run Disney things that changed as the resident Club Run Disney correspondent here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shopping hours have changed a little bit for this expo. We suspect it's because, and again, if you're new to Disneyland races, it's a lot smaller of an area than Walt Disney World is. So they're trying to curb some of the crowding that happens there. At least this is what we suspect. And but platinum entry is going to start at 7:30 in the morning, and the gold entry will start at 8:30. You can enter for gold between 8:30 and 9 a.m. Platinum, I believe it's 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. is when you can enter the expo. Everybody must be out by 9:30 though, if you're Club Run Disney, with the expo open at 10. Again, this part is the new part where I have been able to stay, in the past where at Walt Disney World where it's been, I can enter at 9 a.m. I've still been there at 10 something because I go, try things on and go see what sizing looks like and whatnot. But I believe, again, this is going to be Disneyland specific because it's a lot smaller of a space that they have the expo going on in. And I think that it will help curb some of those issues where there was just nowhere to really try stuff on, but they're working in a more limited space where we have the whole wide world of sports to work with at Walt Disney World. So curious to see how it goes. I'll be listening for some feedback, and that's it on that. Correspondent out.
All right. On to some more dates. We are 58 days out from Wine and Dine Half Marathon 2024. And depending on when you're arriving, your advanced dining reservations should be available if you are staying on property. We had ours over this weekend, and just so you know that we're normal people too, Natalie forgot.
Yep.
So we still got some good stuff. I'm pretty excited about our options, but if you're looking for something prime during your visit, make sure you, one, remember, and two, hot tip, plan for the ones you want the most, put them at the end of your trip because less people are eligible to be booking during that time. That should give you the best chance at booking those times. All right, and then we have 127 days until marathon weekend. It's getting closer and closer. Before we know it, it's going to be under 100. I'm excited. And it's also scary. All right, and then we've got 149 days until Disneyland Half Marathon 2025. 170 days until Princess Weekend 2025 with the proof of time deadline of September 1st, which is today, the day we're recording. So if you are listening to this and you didn't submit it, unfortunately, you have missed your window. 212 days until Springtime Surprise, so many S's, weekend, and the proof of time deadline is October 1st, 2024, so you've still got a little bit of time on that one. Any other days anyone wants to call out, or anything they're looking forward to?
I can't believe we're under 60 days till Wine and Dine. That means my busy season's over in less than 60 days.
Oh,
Is
I
that
was
your
gonna kind
marker?
of ask about that.
About what? Busy season or about
Well, I
Wine
was
and
gonna
Dine?
ask about busy season. Because my sister actually texted me for the first time in almost forever. She texted me happy birthday and then we were talking. And she is going to Disney, I think on September 10th. So she's really
Ooh, real
excited.
soon.
Yeah. Well, she's doing some sort of work meeting and then she extended her trip and she's going to stay at Disney for 3 extra days.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. Well, she was asking me about lightning lanes and things like that. So I was like, I got you. But now that we're talking about all these Disney things, I'm like, oh, I really want to go,
You're
but
going
it's so short
soon.
notice. I know. So,
You've only
but
got like a
still, I'm
month.
like,
Not even. Right?
oh, right, until yeah, because I was gonna go with my friend, but now she can't go because
Oh,
the army,
really?
of course. Yeah,
Oh,
the
bummer.
army's shipping her off somewhere international. So yeah, and in the meantime, she's like she had to leave her house in Montana, and they're making her go to Boston for a little bit. So I don't know. Sorry about Boomer's walking all over the floor, and he's got these long nails of like talons, so you can just hear him. We need to get his nails clipped.
It's
But
okay. He just wants to make sure that he gets his time on the mic too.
of course, he's gonna start eating. Just like in terms of Disney news, they just had Food and Wine start the other day. The first
Mhm.
day was this past Thursday. And so I was telling my sister about that. I was like, oh, please go to Food and Wine for me. And we were talking about different Food and Wine items. And now I really want to go back to Disney.
Soon enough. Soon enough. It's
Right.
coming. Yeah, there's some cute merch that came out too for it.
There
Good Muppet
Ooh.
stuff.
was.
Good Muppet stuff.
Yeah, some really good Swedish chef and some Chef Figment merch. It's really cute.
Ooh, that does sound cute. Any bags? Or are what are we talking about? Like shirts,
Oh,
oven mitts?
I thought the t-shirts were really cute. The Loungefly is Chef Figment, I believe.
Oh.
That's tempting. I'm always
It's
tempted by
always
the lounge
tempting.
flies. I've literally never purchased one because I always manage to logic myself out of it that like I do not need another bag. I have like one purse and one purse only, and like I really genuinely will never switch. So I just tell myself this is not needed, but I feel like I'm gonna fall victim eventually. I'm very
I
tempted by the
very
dopey ones.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I know. I'm tempted myself, and I'm not even doing dopey. So I'm
Mm.
really, really trying to have some self restraint on that super cute dopey lounge fly. I was like, maybe in the future I'll do it, so I'll just buy it now while it's still available. But and then I won't use it or something until after I finish a dopey race. But no, I very recently fell victim to the lounge fly bag just this past year in 2023. I don't know. I thought that
Which
they were
one?
kind of unnecessary. Oh, I have a few now. So
Full
It was
victim.
a
it's
slippery
really
slope.
it really is a slippery slope. I mean, I have like 4 lounge flies, which is still way too many. But I have a Pixar one, which is really cute. It's like a Pixar all over print. I used that for Princess Weekend. Um, which I have a Halloween one that it's still in the packaging because I haven't used it yet. I got that one on Amazon, so that was really cheap. And but this last trip I got the white one and it's got all over it's got the top 6, the Fantastic 6 or whatever they are. It's got like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, all of
Mm-hmm.
them. And then it
Ooh.
has the extra section to hold your ears. So that was the
Oh.
selling point for me. And then I also got a Hogwarts one when we were at Universal. That one
Yeah, I
is
feel
very
like
cute.
I know we primarily talk about Disney, but I have always been a huge Harry Potter fan. It was a big part of my childhood, and that might
Oh
be
yes.
the thing that puts me over the edge. We'll see.
Austin and I just got back into our Harry Potter binge watching because now it's on Peacock.
Mhm.
And so we've been watching a lot of them. We just watched Sorcerer's Stone last night, or I guess if you are international, then it would be the Philosopher's Stone. But yeah, so we started binge watching them, and he was like, I want to get out my Universal wand. And we were like talking about going back to Universal already. So maybe in January, because I think he's going to come up for marathon weekend.
Mhm.
And the last time that we went to Universal together, which was the first time, that was August. And it was quite miserable.
Mm.
So he wants to go see Epic Universe when that
We really wanna
opens.
go. Yeah, we're very
Oh,
excited.
yeah. I don't even know when it opens. Sometime in 2025.
They
I don't
haven't
think there's an
released the
opening
date
date
yet.
yet.
Okay. I'm
Mhm.
guessing that it's going to be sometime in the summer and it's going to be hot and disgusting. So, and crowded.
Yeah, you're
Is
limited to
this
1 day of a ticket, when you for the first I don't know, for the first time is that you can't have more than 1 day, and I think you also have to buy the days at the other parks, like, you can't just buy an Epic Universe ticket. I know that was a controversial news statement in the last over the summer sometime. I was gonna say in the last month, but I actually probably was earlier than that. But even, like, if you're coming from the UK and, like, you can get those, like, long ticket packages, like you can only have 1 day at Epic Universe, which is kind of wild to me. I get it, I do understand, but
No, it makes
Halloween
sense.
Horror Nights also has started. If you're into
Oh,
the
yes.
um, and getting your pants scared off,
Oof.
I want to go once, but I
I don't
haven't.
do well with scary stuff.
I'm not fun for other people who enjoy scary stuff because I it's not, like, my favorite, but for other people, like, I'll go with a group, I kind of just flip a switch in my brain, like, I can tell myself, like, "None of this is real," and it's almost like I can turn off the scary factor for myself of, like, "This isn't real," and but it's to the point where it's kind of a bummer to other people who are kind of, like, really into it, so I don't think I've been to a haunted house or anything since high school.
Yeah, me neither.
See, I'm more entertaining to watch because I put my head on a swivel and I become an easy target.
Mm.
And it's just more that I'm jumpy, where
Mhm.
like you don't even have to do that much. It's just like a little like boo behind me, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm
uh,
very gullible. And so I'm a very, very easy target. So I think I would just be crying if I was
Oh,
there.
it was fun though. Our friend of pod Jamie and I went to Fright Fest, or no, not. I don't think it's called Fright Fest.
the one
Haunt
at
at
Kings
Kings
Island?
Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went. Gosh, I guess that was 3 years ago now. Oh, man, timey-wimey passage of time is weird. Okay, but it was about 3 years ago, but at where we both went, and it was a lot of it was again, it was the entertainment of me, like, going through the scare zones of, like again, like, head was on a swivel, like, paranoid, and then it just makes you an easy target, but it was actually a lot of fun. It was, like, exhilarating almost to get,
Mhm.
like, scared. And these are actually the I was really impressed with I was pretty impressed with like the quality of the scare actors there. We love Kings Island though. It's a lot of fun, but I was really impressed with how they put the event on. So I'm sure again Halloween Horror Nights would scare the pants off me. But I don't know, I think it'd be fun to do in a big group though, with some liquid courage in you as well. But someday I will get down there and do it. uh, just might be a minute. But happy spook to those who celebrate.
I am just like, look, I like summer. My birthday's in the summer. It's a good
Me
season.
too.
But
Yes.
there is something about getting to put up your first holiday decorations that like just signals to me like not just the best time of year because like I love Christmas too, but just like for me, the end of the year, once decorations go up, those last like 3 or 4 months just like fly by for me. And I feel like there's always stuff going on. So there's always things to look forward to. It's just a great period of time for me. And I'm very much looking forward to putting up my Halloween decorations.
I need to do that this year because last year we were right in the thick of wedding planning. And then
Mm.
the wedding ended 10 days before Halloween and we were just tired. So no Halloween decorations went up. I did buy candy for the trick or treaters, but we didn't even have a pumpkin, which was really sad. And
Mm.
then Yeah, I know. And then after that with Christmas, I don't know. I think we just were still tired or
Mhm.
something because no Christmas decorations went up. We didn't even put up a tree.
Oh,
So, yeah, and right before Christmas, we last minute decided that we were going to go home. So, we weren't even here at our
mhm.
house for Christmas. So, I guess it didn't really make sense to put up a tree. But
That's
this
what I
year,
said. My first year
yeah.
living on my own, I didn't put anything up, and I told my mom that, and she was appalled. So she bought me a tree and mailed it to my apartment and told me I would definitely put it up. It didn't matter that I wasn't gonna be there, and I was like, "All right, mom."
Aw. Oh, the first Christmas that we had here in Kentucky, we went out and got an artificial tree, and we still have it. And we put up so many Christmas decorations and years after that. But it was just last year that none of those decorations got out. So this year, that's definitely going to change. And I also told Austin, like, the past 2 Octobers, we've been, well, last October was definitely busy with the actual wedding itself. But then 2 Octobers ago, I was like freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, we're a year out from our wedding. We need to like get some planning stuff done. So we didn't really do very much fall stuff. We didn't go to any pumpkin patches, nothing like that. So I said, maybe this year we're actually going to do something that is fall worthy and celebrate autumn. I don't know.
Mm. Ben and I made candy apples for, like, one of our very first dates, so that's
Aw.
also, like,
Oh,
an exciting part of the season is Ben and I's anniversary.
Aw.
oh. That's cute.
Yeah. Speaking of love and anniversaries, some of our Run Disney news is that they is that they announced their new virtual series, which is going to be called Love on the Run, Virtual 14 Miler.
Ooh.
So it's a virtual
Ooh.
challenge. There's 3 runs. There's a 2 miler, a 5 miler, and a 7 miler. You have to register for all of them. It's not a pick and choose situation. And the cost is $187, and registration is 2 weeks from drop day. So if you're listening on the 3rd, its registration is on the 17th of September. It comes with an embroidered blanket, a themed magnet, and the 4 finisher medals. So one for each race and then the challenge medal. I think the artwork is pretty cute from what I've seen. I don't really we've talked about this before, not super into the virtual races other than my pumpkin run every year, but the art is pretty cute and it is tempting, I'm not gonna lie.
It's super cute. Super cute. Again, I have no need for another medal considering my medals haven't even gone up on the wall from the ones I did in person. But it looks really cute. And I know that there's the accessibility aspect of people because some people were like, well, why are they doing this in February when there's
There's
two
a lot
live
of stuff going
events
on.
that, they're Disneyland half marathon and then Princess? Like, well, like not everybody can go do those. So I
Mhm.
think it's cool to incorporate that. And it was a pretty much, it was a surprise. That they were even going to drop this. This wasn't really advertised at all until it just appeared. So I
Mhm.
think that's cool, especially again to keep people engaged too, again, who can't. And I'd be curious to see if they're going to, now that they're not doing the virtual component to the in-person races, that stopped as of this upcoming season, where you could register for the virtual option. I wonder if they're just going to have these little lightning cute little surprises. It's cute. I like
Mhm.
it, even if I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of registrations, did you guys notice that Springtime Surprise still has openings for
Yeah, as of
yoga?
recording.
Yep. There's the yoga, the splash, and the 10 miler and the challenge. All have openings. This is
Do
just
you
wild to me.
do you think there was less demand, or do you think they or a combo, or did they, uh,
So
make more
I'm really
spots available?
curious. I'm really curious about this because I mean, my first thought was, well, I guess that the demand of Run Disney is finally dwindling down a little bit. But then Natalie brought up how they have less spots because of COVID and maybe they're just opening it up again. Who knows?
Mhm.
So,
Making the races bigger?
I mean, people do say like this springtime surprise race in Florida in April is really disgusting. It's really sticky. It's so humid. It's very hot. When I did it in 2022, it was so miserably hot, but it's Disney, so you're having a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm very torn on signing up for this. I mean, I really want to, but at the same time, it's just it sounds kind of expensive. I don't know.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I guess none of us registered on drop day.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
none
I
of us are
was
doing it.
I was
Surprise.
I
gonna ask.
I did not pull trig on my club Run Disney registration, and I still have not pulled the trigger. And I was willing to let it just slip away and just go, not meant to be type of deal. And here we are with it still open.
It's still
I think
open.
that it's just a combination of a lot of factors that existed during Star Wars as well. Just the environmental factors. The people are blocked out on their APs. It's spring break. They're just a different, like a mixture of things. I do think it being over $500 also that does hurt like a little bit more of like if it had been 499 versus five.
Mhm.
Like I mean, there's the that aspect of it. So I haven't completely ruled it out because there are people who do the math on when the sellouts happen. In the groups, and I'm not surprised to see the 10 miler still open. I am surprised to see the challenge still open.
Me too. That was the one that was the most surprising to me. Not the
Just
10 miler.
yeah, that one usually takes a while to sell out. But it's the challenge not being sold out yet. And I'll be curious to see how long it takes. I would kind of almost imagine this speculation nation here that after I don't know. I feel like there's probably gonna be like some sort of a rush, even like after probably this upcoming Halloween half weekend, as well as maybe after Wine and Dine, where people are like, "Wow, like say that was the only one you originally registered for." It's like, dang, like
Mhm.
I really want to come back. I want to do another one this season. Where I'm guessing, I don't know if it'll be enough to sell it out, but I do think that it'll be enough to, I don't know, maybe take some of those spots. But I'm curious to see how long it stays open and if it's like still open in November ish, like how closely I give in to temptation. Because I got the bright idea that I might look at a spring marathon this year. Uh, that yeah. Um,
Oh, there's a spring marathon here in Louisville. It's the Kentucky Derby one where you go run around the Churchill Downs track.
shit. Shoot. Uh, uh,
Whoops.
oops. I mean poopy. Um, I know because I was thinking about flying pig too, but I in Cincinnati, and I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like. And I
Oh,
was like, because
everyone talks to me about that race every year because we all
I've
went to
heard
school
it's
in
good.
Ohio, so there's a lot of people pushing for that race.
I know I'm because it's the first year in a while I haven't had a conflict that weekend.
Mhm.
So, and I'm always down to clown with another weekend in Cincinnati. I do miss Cincinnati. I miss Ohio. Okay.
I do
Um,
too.
my husband and I both do. We love Omaha, but we do miss the Southwest Ohio area quite a bit. But I am still considering a spring marathon and like what that would look like. And what maybe we could do something like a little closer to home where it's not like a two flight situation to get to. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm considering my options with that, and that might impact what my springtime thing looks like because I kind of figured like all goes well with Dopey and Princess. I'm like, if I continue and like remain in half marathon shape, kind of or sustain the like marathon, half marathon shape, that could probably look that an April marathon could look pretty enticing with that. We'll see though. But that impacts my decision in a little bit of a way. So I don't know. We're just going to spiral here for a little while. And then I'm going to do like a 15 or a 17 miler in about like 6 weeks. And I'm going to go, nope,
Yeah,
uh
see, that's where
not
I get
happening.
that's where my brain goes to as soon as you say multiple marathons because I'm like, I struggle to maintain the time commitment for one marathon training cycle to think
Yep.
about adding another one a few months down the road. I realize that you're already in shape, so like you don't like go down and then go back up, but like just maintaining that for that long and having to do long runs for that many months in a row, that is what Like, nope. Mm-mm. I need
Yeah,
a
I
break.
mean, I think the idea of a winter or springtime marathon would be good. Like, I'm so glad that our marathon that we're running is in January because that's a lot of fall time to prepare. But if this was going to be in the fall and we had to train all summer and the bulk of our training was in like July, August, like that
That's
would
what
be
I
really
did.
bad.
Yeah, I
Mm,
was gonna say.
yeah, because
That's what I
this
did when I ran
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, this training right now, this has been really rough for me because I'm like, oh, it's 98 degrees outside right now. My car says it's 102 degrees outside. This is really, really bad. I should not be outside for a long period of time.
That's what I keep one like, I don't understand. Okay. Because I've run a fall marathon before, and pretty much all of that training was in summer, because even in like by the time October rolls around in Illinois, like, yeah, maybe you'll have a crazy hot day, but we could also have like full on winter in October in Illinois, which is kind of what
Right.
happened on 5K day. My dad ran the 5K before the marathon as like camaraderie, solidarity, and
Mm-hmm.
he never took off his hoodie and he had a beanie on, and like we were all bundled up in parkas and gloves and hats and stuff to watch him. Like, it was cold, but it was
Yeah,
never cold in Georgia. So I didn't have that experience at all the entire time. But then because of that, like, I remember being able to do my runs, and I was doing almost all of my runs outside all summer. And then this training cycle, it's been like I cannot get my butt out the door to run outside. I don't know if it's
mm-hmm.
hotter, or if like with everything else going on in my life, that's just like another level of mental energy I don't have right now, but it's been really tough to get outside. And I don't love running on the treadmill, but I don't know, man. It's been tough this year.
It really has been tough. Yeah, because you can't really do 10 or 12 miles on a treadmill in a gym. They'll kick you off at some point. Um,
Well, not in mine because it's attached to my apartment and no one is supervising,
oh, well, there you go.
but
That's
it
cool.
is still annoying because it's like there's no airflow, and the treadmill itself resets every hour. So if you have to run for more
The
than an hour,
worst.
which then you have to like make it force stop, then quick start it and manually turn the speed on so it doesn't do the countdown. Like, you learn all the tricks when you have to run inside, but it's still obnoxious to just like run on a treadmill for that long. Like, I
That
cannot
does
do
sound
running on
obnoxious.
the treadmill for that long without my iPad because it is so boring.
Yes. Oh, that's what I was getting into as well when I was doing some treadmill runs on these really hot days. I haven't really been that bad, I think, with my training when I was looking at the whole schedule and checking off days. I mean, the second week of training, I have nothing because that was that week that that tornado hit. And then this past week I have nothing because it was my birthday. But every other week I've gotten like the Tuesday, Thursdays done. It's just
Mhm.
the long run on the Saturdays that I'm like, I don't really want to be outside for that long. But
Ma'am,
like
that's the
it's
important one.
Yeah, it is.
I know, but it's easier to just go to the gym and go run on a treadmill or something for 30 minutes. So,
True.
or to just suck it up and go outside for 30 minutes. But it's the long runs that I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to hopefully it getting easier as the temperatures go down, but yeah, it's requiring a lot of just like grit basically to like get them out right now, especially because I've got questionable, uh, m maybe something wrong with my thyroid, still looking into that, and also starting new, like, medications and stuff, so my ability to wake up in the morning is, severely dampened. I'm struggling so hard to wake up. Like, I used to be look, I was on the swim team, practice was at, like, 5:30 AM, I used to wake up at 4:45, like, every single day. I could do it. It was fine. But then recently, like, even just getting up for work on time, don't get me wrong, I'm getting to work and it's happening, but like I don't get to work until almost 9. So like trying to get up early on the weekend to beat the heat, to get up at like 6 a.m. or earlier is painful. And I have not successfully done it, which means I've done a lot of runs on the treadmill so that I don't die.
Oh man, I got a story about medication and stuff, but that can be a spooky series of
Mhm.
things where prior to my first dopey where things went off the rails and whatnot, but that can be a later discussion.
Yeah. There's so many
A
things
spooky
going on in
series.
everyone's lives, so lots to
True.
talk about forever.
Oh, that made me cuz I am going to lotto for Chicago for next year and hope I get in.
I put myself in
But
every year
now
just to see.
I
I put
almost
myself
did
in
it
for
again.
Berlin, and I didn't get it, but
I was going my, like, new fixation has been London for and we're talking about the world marathon majors. I didn't end up putting myself in for it because I was like, "Oh my god, what if I actually do get in?"
mhm.
And that would be my spring marathon, everybody, because it's in April, but I didn't even put myself in. I think there were over 800,000 applicants, though, and that
Yeah,
one's,
there's a
like,
lot.
impossible to get into. It's seemingly on the, lottery front, but Tokyo has been also one I've fixated on, but, like, it's one of those, like, "Oh, shoot, what if I actually do get into it?"
Mhm.
Because you can't say I mean, if I were to do a first time lotto and then get in, that would be insane.
I
You
mean, it
can't
would be
say no
pretty
to
cool.
that. It'd be really cool. I would just have to figure out how to get to Japan, which is awesome because I wanna go anyway. But I didn't lotto for Chicago this past year. I was waffling on it, and then it had closed by the time I had decided I was gonna throw in, but I have a wedding the weekend before in Chicago, and that was just gonna be, like, a back and forth, back and forth. Also, I'm actually invited to a wedding the weekend of Chicago, as well. So, it's one of those, like,
That's
hey, man, like,
insane.
I had built out yeah, the whole back-to-back weddings thing, like, weeks, is that's a new thing that we have going on. But we yeah, I'd gotten to the point of building out a training schedule that, like, would work for Chicago 2024. Oh god, the Chicago just came out. Uh,
I've been waiting.
the brogue. But I had built one out and then, like, I was yeah, my heart wasn't in it, so but I am interested. I really I am gonna lotto again this year and see what happens. And 3 marathons in a year is probably, like, not it for me, so that would probably take away the idea of the spring one, but
Mhm.
who knows? There are no hinges on these doors, so, um, stay tuned to figure out what goes on in this little bean, in this little brain, sometimes. Speaking of things that go on in my brain, we have a game today. It is September. It is fall. I begrudgingly accept because I am a summer girly in my soul with a fall birthday. But anyway, it is well, fall technically starts in a couple weeks, but anyway, but it is September. The football has started. College football started this past weekend. In case you guys are following, we went to Miami of Ohio and they lost to Northwestern, which is brutal because Northwestern is not good. But anyway, football has started. Professional football is starting. So, in the spirit of all things and teams and etc., we are going to do a little fantasy draft, but Disney related this week. So, we're going to put together our own Disney Parks / Run Disney fantasy teams. We have a bunch of different categories that each of us is going to select something from. Once something is out in one category, it's done. So one of our categories, for example, and I'm going to run through the list, is um, single lightning lane. I believe that's whatever used to be individual lightning lanes. So I think it's lightning lane single pass. Anyway, so say somebody picks Tron for that. Tron is then out for a thrill ride for everyone else. But that person could pick then a different thrill ride to fill in that category for them. So I'm going to run through our list. It's a mixture of Run Disney and not, but our categories are our players, our spots, our quarterbacks, our running backs, our other things, football, yay, sports. Our categories are we're going to go to medal photo location, Run Disney race weekend. We're each going to pick a value, a moderate, and a deluxe resort. So one of each. A quick service restaurant, a table service restaurant, a character dining experience, a Disney snack, an individual Lightning Lane single pass attraction. We're all going to pick a thrill ride. We're all going to pick a family ride. We're all going to pick a nighttime spectacular. We're all going to pick our favorite part of the Run Disney Expo, or building, if you will. Our post-race beverages, our favorite bathroom. You can interpret this as Run Disney or otherwise. Mode of transportation, adult beverage, or just specialty beverage. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. Festival / season. So I'm leaving that a little open-ended. And then we're going to have a wild card to select. So something that doesn't fit into those. And we're not going to necessarily go, we can go as people who know fantasy football drafts. You don't have to go in any particular order, just picking things as you will. So if I pick a snack, and then it's not like or Hannah then has to pick her favorite bathroom like right away, or like she can pick her bathroom instead of going through snack. So how do we just select who goes first? This part I did not think about. I'm gonna do a random number generator. One moment. I don't know.
That is such an
Maybe
accounting thing to say.
I'm going to randomly select samples. Um, haphazard selection of samples. Hee hee. One moment. I'm gonna mute myself while I type for a random number generator.
So should we each pick a number then and see which one is closest to whatever the generator comes up with?
Yeah, let me go I'll do a max of, and I'm not going to do Price is Right rules. I'll go with a max of 30.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I will say what my number is first. I'm going to go with I'm just going to pick a number, or I'm going to pick 5 is my number. So we have between 1 and 30, and then whoever's closest will go in that order. So you guys pick a number.
20.
You said the max was 30.
Yeah.
I'll go with 29 because I just turned 29.
Nice. All
Austin
right.
keeps asking me, how does it feel to be 30? I'm like, sir, I'm not
I wouldn't
30.
know.
Yeah. He's not even 30 because he's slightly older than me.
Yeah, I get made fun of for my husband Mr. Natalie has already dubbed me as basically 30. I'm 28. It's a whole thing. Because I am a couple months older than he is, so I get harassed about that often. All right, number generator. Dun 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 dun. 20.
Oh,
Really?
20. Yes. I would screen share, but I don't know how to do this on Riverside. So, 20. So that makes Hannah's gonna go first, then Caitlin, then Natalie. Um,
Are you going to keep
and
track of our
then
answers?
I sure have a spreadsheet ready
yeah.
for
I was
that.
like, I
Oh, of
think I need
course
to
you
write
do.
this down.
I got a spreadsheet ready. Of course I do.
Okay. All right. I figured you were going to type this. I was like, hold on,
Yes.
let me get a pen and paper so I can write this down like an old person.
No, she's primed, she's ready, she's got a spreadsheet. That's my busy season mantra going into that. All right. So, do you like rotate when you pick draft picks? For the person who made
It's
the
like,
game.
okay, as someone who has already drafted once and has 2 more drafts to go with actual football, yes, there are many choices, but we can do a snake draft. I think that's probably fair. So
Is
Okay.
that the one?
it
Sorry.
would be like I go first, and then you're the next closest, Caitlin, so you would go, then Natalie would go, but then Natalie gets to go twice in a row, and then we work our way back.
Right.
So then you go,
Okay.
and then me, and then I go twice, and blah, blah, blah.
That's what I was thinking. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Okay. So are we
It's
just
a
going
pretty
down the
standard
list?
approach.
You can pick in whatever order. So if I pick one thing, you don't have to necessarily make your selection for that.
Oh, I
So it's kind
see.
of strategic, right? Where if there's something you really, really want, like you probably want to pick that quicker
Gotcha.
versus waiting for, you know, the end, or sometimes there's strategy and just hoping things don't get picked, and then it's like, ah, shoot. All right.
Okay. Wait,
Okay.
hold on. So, question. With the medal photo location, I feel like that just depends on what the theme of the medal is. Because like for Princess last year, I went over to Magic Kingdom and got a picture of my 10K medal in front of the Tangled bathrooms and then my half marathon medal in front of the Tiana ride.
That's
So,
true. So originally I had made this like a park icon for your medal photos, but then I decided to kind of broaden that a little bit. So I don't
Whatever you
know.
want.
The yeah, kind
okay.
of
Half
whatever you want.
I think half
Can
the
we
fun is hearing your
say
reasoning.
true?
Yes.
Can we talk about things that no longer exist? Like old rides, old shows?
Yeah,
I
let's
Ooh,
keep that in play.
I don't think
okay.
anything's off the table.
And this is
Yes.
are we limiting this to only Walt Disney World Resort?
I wasn't going to.
Ooh. Well, Hannah hasn't been to
That's all I
Disneyland.
have. So
Yeah.
Well,
it's
but
fine.
that could be an interesting strategy, right? Of, oh, like I'm going to pick this for my thrill ride because I'm going to pick Incredicoaster
Ooh.
because, if your favorite gets taken. So, I wasn't going to I was going to leave that open for
All right.
interpretation.
This is
It's fine.
exciting.
The only thing I feel super strongly about, this is I have no strategy for this whatsoever, is
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
going
pick my
first.
yeah, is I'm gonna pick my moderate resort because it's
There you go.
my favorite and only resort I have
Yep.
literally ever stayed at in my entire life, and that is Port Orleans. Do I have to pick one side or the other, or can I just
Yes.
pick? Oh, dang.
Well, go with your
Uh,
Riverside.
yeah,
Riverside is
Riverside.
really good.
I that what was going to be an expletive. All right. First round draft pick is Port Orleans Riverside, which just broke my heart a little bit. But that's okay. I'm gonna live. I honestly thought you were gonna go for French Quarter. So
I did think about it because we do love the elevator over there because race day legs. It's very useful,
Oh, right.
but the tranquility of Riverside is just hard to match, honestly. And we like the
true.
restaurants better on Riverside.
I'm a stan. All right, Caitlin, what is your
Okay.
number one draft pick? Da, 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 da.
Oh, this is really, really difficult. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess I'll go with my value resort is Pop Century.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna come in with my thrill ride first, and I'm taking Expedition Everest.
Oh, no, I wanted that. Dang it.
Hee hee.
Okay, Natalie, you go again.
You get 2 in a row because you were last.
Noise. Um, shoot, I hadn't thought about this. Made the game, doesn't think about the game. I think what I'm going to take next is, man, I could be so mean right now and take the Run Disney race weekend and take Princess, but I'm not going to do that. Um, I'm not going to do that. But I am, I think, going to take a character dining, and I'm going to take Topolino's Terrace. This is at the Riviera. It is only character dining at breakfast. And I got a reservation for that for Wine and Dine weekend. Woohoo!
I saw you
What
have a
night?
reservation for Olivia's.
Oh, I have it for the last morning that we're there because I didn't think that you were going to do a park ticket that day, and you might drive home
Oh
after
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I have it. I have that morning. At like 9:45 in the morning.
Is that on
Okay.
Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning.
I'll be there.
Yes. Well, I made it for 3. So, uh,
Oh, this is
all right.
exciting. Okay.
All right. Back to Caitlin.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm taking the individual lightning lane. I'm doing Flight of Passage.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, then I'm also gonna do my thrill ride, which is Space Mountain. It's my fave. It was
Good
down
one.
for like most of the day when we were trying to go last time, and Ben and I were, like, crushed. We literally stayed so much longer at the park than we planned to because I was like, "It has to come back up. It has to come back up. It has to come back up." It's not like, a trip to Disney isn't complete for me without a ride on Space Mountain.
I 100% agree.
Alright,
All
Caitlin.
right.
Oh, wait, I guess I get to go
Well, yeah,
twice.
you get another
Yep.
one.
Okay, so then my other one is I'm gonna do my quick service, and that's gonna be Harbor House.
Love
My
that
husband would
one.
be so happy right now that that was the first round draft pick for her first like quick service to go.
I love Columbia Harbor House, man. So good.
It's so good. Bennett, like, okay, we have a list that we keep, Ben and I, when we know we're gonna go. Like, I put the days we're gonna be at Disney, and then we don't like really plan for like rides and stuff, but we do plan our food. And
You have to.
the
Yeah.
first thing we always put down is going to Columbia Harbor House.
It is such
And
a hidden gem. So good.
Ben would be so disappointed if we didn't go, and also there was a brief scare about maybe a month ago, on the new like, on Disney News that they had maybe gotten rid of hush puppies,
Oh,
and
did
it
they
was
not?
tragic. No, they didn't. They brought them back. They were
Oh,
gone for,
good.
like, a week, not even.
Oh,
Probably,
thank
like, a
God.
supply chain issue, but, like, people panicked, and we were maybe part of those people who panicked.
Well, that's what Sleepy Hollow did. They said that they weren't gonna have like their best menu items anymore, which is stupid. R.I.P. that Nutella waffle.
In the arms of the angel, fly
Mm-hmm.
away. All right, Caitlin, you're up.
Okay. Mm. This is so difficult. I. Oh man.
There's so many
Um.
categories that I have a hard time, like,
Yeah.
strategizing about what I should pick next.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna go with mode of transportation, and I'm gonna take the Skyliner just so nobody else can.
All right. I'm taking my adult beverage at this point in time, and I'm going to take the Tipsy Ducks in Love, which can be found at the Joy of Tea Pavilion in China in Epcot. It is like an adult chocolate milk, but without the consistency of milk. Delicious.
Oh,
Big
wow.
fan of the Tipsy Ducks in Love. Oh,
I
and
don't
yeah,
understand how you can have it taste like chocolate milk, but not have the consistency of chocolate milk.
we'll try it at Wine and Dine. I swear. Because it's like, I'm not going to pretend, because besides knowing that there's bourbon in it, I don't know exactly. Like, it's not like thick, like chocolate milk. It is, but it's like an adult chocolate milk. It's delicious. Big
Okay,
fan.
I'll have a sip.
Um, yes, yes, we will be booling there. I'm also going to take my festival. And I'm going to take the Festival of the Arts at Epcot.
Farts?
Rude.
You're taking farts?
Ah, it's the best.
Oh, I'm taking farts.
Man.
All right,
Ugh.
Caitlin.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go with the festival, and I'm gonna take Flower and Garden just so nobody else can have it. The second best festival
Yeah.
at Epcot. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just round it out. Why not? Uh, as someone who's literally never been to a single festival,
You
I'm
haven't?
gonna nope.
You would have gone to Flower and Garden.
Mm-mm.
You've never
Did you
been?
not go Did you not go
No.
to Epcot when you were there for Springtime Surprise in 23?
No.
Did you guys not make Oh yeah, you guys didn't make it to
Because
Epcot.
Epcot, we were supposed to go that night, but then we had been at Magic Kingdom most of the day, and that was the day I hurt my ankle, and
Gotcha.
we were going, and we got on the buses, and I was like, "I just need to go back to the hotel," and then I told Ben, like, "I can't go anywhere, like, I cannot walk anywhere, I can't put any more weight on my foot, um, you can go without me, like, go," and he refused to go, so no, we did not make it. So I've never been to a festival, unless I was as a child, but I don't remember that, so
Oh my
anywho.
gosh. Well, we're going to Food and Wine.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
We
so
need to
I
change
was gonna
this.
choose food and wine because I'm very excited to experience my first festival. And as we talked about in my previous round picks, I love food.
Food and Wine is a very good festival.
Yeah.
So
Like
Oh, that'll be so
I
fun.
don't blame the people who start in Canada during Food and Wine because that like sirloin, they have this little steak with the little onions and the mushroom sauce on top. That is
Ugh.
very good.
and the beer cheese soup, even when it's
Oh,
90
yes.
degrees.
Ooh.
Oh,
Eat it.
it is so
Mm.
good.
All right.
All right, I have to
Next
think
pick,
about
Hannah.
I don't know, it's so hard. Um, is Ohana's the character dining with Dopey and the,
No,
like,
No.
Snow White and stuff? Which one has that?
that's the one at
Storybook.
Wilderness Lodge.
That one. I want
Storybook
that
dining
one.
at Artist Point,
Yeah.
which we also have a reservation for.
Do you really? Wait, for when?
I have it for Sunday, the day of the half, like with the nighttime with the party at night, because I have
Shut
the
up.
first. Yeah, at 4 o'clock. Because I've never had anybody who's wanted to go with me.
I'm so excited, and that's the one that Ben and I never make as much as we love food. We other than a reservation for like the night before the big race when we do like eat pasta and stuff, we don't really make advanced reservations. We mostly eat at quick service locations because we want to like maximize the time we actually do have in the parks. Um,
Mood.
but I told him for Dopey because we're running I want that character breakfast. So we'll see if I can talk him into it.
Well, there's no breakfast.
Or I
Artist
meant
Point
or
doesn't have
character
breakfast.
dining. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
dinner,
Well,
right?
that
It is a
yeah,
dinner.
Yeah.
and it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
Still happening. I don't care.
okay.
My guy. All right,
Whoa.
Caitlin, you're up.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna go with the snack. Um, I'm gonna go with the spring rolls in Magic Kingdom outside of Adventureland.
That's such a good one.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Oh, that's such a good one. Dang. Oh man. All right. I am going to take I'm going to take marathon weekend.
Oh,
You see, that's tough because I mean the only Run Disney weekends that I've experienced so far is Princess and Springtime. So I don't want to say uh Wine and Dine or Marathon Weekend yet. I mean, I'm signed up for them, but I haven't done
mhm.
them yet. So
That's why I felt like it would be mean to take princess. So, I'm a benevolent dictator, thank you. Um I'm going to go in and take my I'm gonna take my post race beverage, and I'm taking the pineapple cider.
Oh,
That you can get. I'm
the
taking the
only thing I
pineapple
would have
cider.
chosen.
Oh no,
Rude.
tragic. Mwahaha. That's what my beer cup is checked. The only thing I put in check in my gear check is my beer cup.
I don't think I've ever had a post race beverage, but I don't really like um one, I'm not a big alcoholic beverage girly, period. Don't like beer. Very picky on wine and also very picky on cocktails, but like cider and sours are kind of the only thing that I would like generally enjoy. But also with my medication, I haven't been drinking in like since I started taking it. So I might have to pick Powerade or something whenever
That's
it comes
fair.
around.
That is fair. Yeah, I really am a special occasions girly these days anyway, but that's something I look forward to is the pineapple. I think they do sometimes have I've definitely had a sour beer. Sometimes they do like a signature beer. They used to do like a glittery beer for Princess. They do like
Ooh,
some sort of
glitter.
signature for yeah, like I love the glitter beer too, but the pineapple cider is where it's at. All right. Caitlin, back to you.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go with the nighttime spectacular, and I'm gonna do wishes, just because I don't know.
Nice.
I liked wishes more than happily ever after is really great, but I don't know something about wishes. It's just nostalgic.
Nice. I kind of figured I was figured you were gonna take I figured you were gonna grab wishes. All
That's why
right,
I had
Hannah
to
back to you.
clarify that we could do old stuff.
I'm gonna pick my snack before someone has a chance to take it, and that's gonna be Dole Whip. Because again, we somehow managed to not get a Dole Whip last time we were there, and Ben was so upset.
Oof.
That's
Good pick
also
with
like
the
a
Dole
classic
Whip.
for us. Yeah, we have to have
Very
a Dole Whip
nice.
or it's not. a Disney vacation, so I don't know how we
True.
survived last time.
It's
Um,
different.
and then
I did get a Dole Whip the last time I was at Disney. So yeah, it
it's
really
good,
is.
right?
Mm-hmm. Gotta have it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pick my uh individual lightning lane, which is now lightning lane single pass. Um, I'm gonna pick Guardians, even though I've never ridden it because I've
Mm.
never ridden it, and I'm really upset about it, and I cannot wait.
You've never been on
We've
Guardians?
never been well, one, we've never decided to actually purchase because we've always hoped to get into the queue, and then we've messed last time we really messed up our queue situation, so then we didn't get on. It was a
You didn't get a
disaster.
virtual queue?
No, because okay, so our plan
Ah,
was that I was gonna do it while we were running, right? I had it up, and literally
yeah.
Oh.
minutes before, Ben and I decide, are we even gonna be physically capable of going to the first group? Like, are we even gonna be able to get there? Are we gonna feel comfortable with that? And we basically decided no, so we would try for the
See,
second one. And then I
with
didn't know we had to
Guardians,
be, like, scanned into the park, so then I couldn't do it from our hotel room, and I was like,
oh,
Oh.
"Dang it."
oh. No, with Guardians though, they are really nice. And if you get a virtual queue and then you miss your window, they will still allow you to go onto the ride. That has been confirmed. I've done that a few times now. But with Tron, no. If you miss your window, you're done. I don't think you
I'm
can go
not even,
on.
like we rode Tron, and it's fine. It was exciting. I'm glad we did it,
Yeah.
but I personally it's so short, and I was uncomfortable in the ride vehicle, so, like,
See, I didn't know
eh.
that you go inside of the building, like spoiler for anybody else. I thought that you literally just like came outside, did the outdoor stuff, and then like when you go back in the building, I thought that was it. Like you get to the unload. But I didn't know that there was extra. So I was really
Mhm.
like happy that it was longer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I being the uncomfortableness of the thing, I am glad it's not longer.
Yeah.
Because the
True.
first time I rode it, I was a little bit more Pooh Bear shaped than I currently am, and I was more uncomfortable. And it was just uncomfortable. And I was
Mhm.
honestly glad, not glad to get, or I was kind of glad that I didn't have anything pressing down on my monster calves anymore. And even like successive rides, I'm like, that's good. That's good. We're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's the thigh
Dang.
gap problem. I just feel like I can't, like, get onto the ride vehicle. It, like, feels like my thighs are being squashed.
Yeah, it
It's not
happened.
like the best, but it's still really fun.
Oh,
I
yeah,
liked
for
it.
sure. We're not,
Mm-hmm.
like, trashing on this ride. It's a good
Guardians
ride.
Guardians is amazing. It is literally Space Mountain, but smoother, and you get music.
Yeah.
So 10 out of
Exciting.
10 would
Uh,
recommend.
During
Is
the after party at Wine and Dine, it's standby. I think I waited like
yeah.
25 minutes. It said 75, but it was really 25 because it was the last thing I did at the Wine and Dine after party. But it's a standby queue during that time, so we'll get you on. We'll get you on. All right. I think you just did yeah, you did two picks in a
Yep.
row.
So now it's
Okay.
So
Caitlin.
Caitlin,
My
on to
turn.
you.
Oh, okay. Um, let's see. Ah, this is really difficult to pick. All right, I'm gonna go with my post. Does it have to be a post race beverage or oh, there's an adult beverage category? Okay, so my adult beverage then I'm gonna go with my Schofferhofer from Germany, and I don't care that you can buy it at Kroger. I still need it every time I go.
Oh, it's so good. Like
It's so good.
it's so good. I had it.
And then a cast member told me that it is the best value that you can get in Epcot. Like it's the biggest pour, like the biggest serving of
Yeah,
alcohol for the cheapest price. So like that just I'm sold. It's so good. My grapefruit beer. Love it.
it's
Except
so
for the
good.
one time my mom and I were in Epcot and then I got my grapefruit beer and then we went over to Mexico and then we tried to get onto the Three Caballeros and they made me chug it before I got onto the ride. I was really feeling it on the Three Caballeros.
That's how you're supposed to do the three caballeros. Just vibing.
That's
I
true. That's true.
accidentally on purpose took a margarita onto three caballeros once. It just kind of like I was mostly done with it, but like I don't know, I just kind of like stuck it in my purse and then pulled it out and on the ride. And it wasn't even that I was drinking it on the ride. It was just one of those I wasn't done yet type of things. And then I learned that I wasn't allowed to do that afterwards. But I have accidentally taken it on. Naughty, naughty. All right. I'm going to take my quick service before this can get taken. And I'm taking Satuli Canteen
Mm.
at
Oh, good one.
Animal Kingdom in Pandora. So I'm taking that. That's one of my favorite. That's really one of my favorites. And oh dang, oh
Second
dang.
pick.
I know I'm going in for my second, and I'm gonna take for my family ride. I'm taking Living with the Land.
Oh, no. Dang it.
What counts
um,
as a family ride? Are we talking like kiddie ride,
Right.
basically? Is this a nice way of saying it?
I I am going to say it's something that
Doesn't
doesn't
have a height
have a
requirement?
height requirement. Yep.
Okay.
Because don't forget, you do have a wild card if you kind of want to like something that has a height requirement, but like I don't know if you're really jonesing for the Barnstormer or something. I don't know. But all right, Caitlin, back to you.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna take wait, what was it again? Like some sort of a drinking location, right?
Is that a
What was it that
category?
you just said? But what
Oh, the
you
wild
just said
card.
Satuli Cat. Oh, okay, wild
Oh,
card.
hers is quick service. She just
Yeah,
chose
I
the
took
quick
Okay.
service.
my quick service and my family ride.
Okay. Well then I'm gonna do a quick service and I'm gonna say Drinkwalla at Animal Kingdom because that is the
Ooh.
best. That's where I get my frozen Coke. So good.
Is that a quick
Mm.
service? Could you use a quick
You
service
can
dining
walk
credit
up.
there?
Oh, is that the qualifier? All right, well then make it my wild
Yeah.
card then.
All right.
But I gotta take Drinkwalla somewhere.
Nice. I'm gonna put that in your wild card. All
I don't know
right.
what to pick next
How many rounds do we go on?
until we fill all of this out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How's the spreadsheet looking?
It's looking mighty fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick my I'm putting air quotes around adult beverage because I'm not gonna pick something that has alcohol in it. But I'm gonna pick Pog juice.
Oh, so good.
Ooh.
So if you want something fun, technically you can get Pog juice not at Disney if you try, but
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking for something that's fun that's not alcoholic, Pog juice. That's where it's at.
Is that your
Ben
adult
loves it.
beverage or your post race? Sorry, I
No,
was listening.
that's definitely my adult quote unquote
All right.
beverage. No, I'll go ahead and pick my post race beverage since well, you guys can tell me if this doesn't count, but it's gonna be my Fairlife shake. Does that count? Because it's not
I'll
technically
take it.
provided by Disney, but I put it in my gear check every time.
Neither is the pineapple cider I spend my $8.50 on every time. So I like it. I like the creativity.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna take metal photo location and I'm just gonna say Cinderella Castle.
nice.
Anywhere around the castle. I got some good castle picks
I
during
really like the
Princess.
ones that are castle picks, but they're by like one of the railings. I like those railing photos of the medals, and
Mhm.
I also love your photo from last year, or maybe from Princess this year. I'm not really sure. Where you have them all draped over your shoulder, and you're like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
doing the
just
cute
saw
thing.
some I just saw some ladies and they were doing that and then I was like trying to take my own picture where I was just holding them and then they were super nice and they were like, "Do you want us to take a picture of you and do you want to do this same pose that we were doing?" And I was like, "Wow, okay, thanks." So they were really nice.
Yeah, the Monday after the marathon, especially, is very magical because a lot of people will help you out. Where if they have theirs all along the railings already, like, do you just want to take a picture with ours? Like, because we already have them set up for you. And people will like kind of let you like jump in, like take a picture with their medals because they already have them set up, or oh, like let me fix it so that you can make sure you see the 10K medal or something like that. People are really, really nice. And the photo pass photographers also are really good with that. All right, I believe that makes it back to Natalie. I'm going to exercise my West Coast options, and I'm taking my Lightning Lane single pass as Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh no, I wanted that.
I was a little devastated to lose Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was like, okay, because that only leaves a couple things left. And I'm like, I love Rise of the Resistance, but uh, I exercise some creativity there. All right. I'm going to take it back to a Run Disney related thing. And wait, just kidding. I don't think I actually am yet. I haven't completely solidified my decision with what part of the expo I like the best. I think I'm going to. Dang. There's so many because there's risk to certain things where I was going to, like, if I pull trig on my deluxe now, like, what if, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the Polynesian for my deluxe resort.
Oh, I hate you.
Because, like, my backup is Saratoga Springs. I'm a Saratoga stan, right? But I'm taking the Poly.
Rude.
And I get Trader Sam's out of that. I get Captain Cook's out of that. Uh
Ugh.
I get the things. I get Ohana. I get those dang noodles.
You get all of
Uh
that just because you picked a
you
poly?
sure do. I
I
get it
mean,
and its entitlements.
So
it doesn't
nobody
mean
can
you
pick
can't.
Ohana as a character dining now?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But I get shared custody there. It's not off the table. All right, back to you, Caitlin.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go with my thrill ride, and I will also exercise my West Coast familiarity because I've been to Disneyland twice. And I'm going to say Incredicoaster / when it was California Screamin'.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, Hannah, you're up.
Well, I'm having to think about what my backup is going to be now for deluxe because Natalie stole it. Rude.
What she get for Port Orleans Riverside?
Jerk. Hmm. I'm torn between the Contemporary and Grand Flow. Part of my childhood dreams has always been to stay in the Contemporary just because the monorail like goes through the building.
Solid. Yeah. Very
Um,
nice.
but I think I'm gonna pick the Grand Flow. I'll do that as my deluxe.
I've never stayed at either one of those, but I've been to their pools.
I haven't either.
Very,
I've
very
never
nice.
stayed at a deluxe, so I've never stayed at a value either. I've only ever stayed at Port Orleans.
I've stayed at Deluxe with my parents when I was a cast member and I had that 50% off discount. And then
Nice.
and then Austin has his Marriott Bonvoy stuff, his membership, whatever it's called there. And so
Mhm.
we've stayed at the Dolphin twice, and technically that's sort of a deluxe.
Deluxe
Some people might,
adjacent.
yeah, some people don't consider it deluxe, but you still get the perks of deluxe. So I think it counts as deluxe.
Yeah.
Um,
Shades.
yes, same thing with Shades of Green. Okay.
I still have to
Okay, is
pick
it
Oh,
one
my
Hannah
more.
gets
turn
a second
or?
one.
No, I
Oh,
still have to
okay,
pick
yeah.
one more.
You pick, I will think.
What if I not okay, I haven't picked Family Ride, Nighttime Spectacular, Expo. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick my favorite part of the expo, which is going to be I'm really torn between, oddly enough, bib pickup and the vendor building, not so much the merch building, even though I'm like constantly panicked that I'm not gonna be able to get anything in there. Because bib pickup is just really iconic for me because I love taking my first photo there with the big like weekend sign, and I have a photo from Ben and I have like kind of like reenact the same photo pose, and I actually wore almost identical outfits to the last two. Um and then we really Ben loves the vendor building and I do too, and we like walking around to all the different booths. But I think I'm gonna pick bib pickup. Also, there's
It's
just like
also
such
so
an amazing feeling to finally like have your bib in your hands, get your t-shirts, and like
Oh, does T-shirt
feel
count
that
with the bib
feeling.
pickup?
Yeah, it's in
Because
the
that's the
same
same
building.
building.
no, it's
So
not.
It's
you,
not?
It's in the vendor building. You get your T-shirt in the
Oh,
vendor building.
that's true. Okay,
oh
well,
yeah,
either way, I'm like really happy always to like finally know what my bib number is gonna be. Which I guess we kind of,
Your start group
yeah, all of that.
to have it confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's always exciting with the
It's finally
speculation a couple days
real.
before of like, All right. All right,
Okay.
Caitlin, on to
All right,
you.
my turn. Okay, I'm going with my deluxe resort, and I'm gonna say yacht club. Does beach club also count with that too, or just?
Technically, they're
I mean,
2 separate.
some people put them together. Other people think of them as separate. I've stayed at yacht club before, and that was during my college program. And my dad rolled in later than us. Like we stayed at like an All Stars for one night, and then we resort hopped over, and my dad met up with us over at yacht club. And so my dad like gets off the Magical Express, and he's like super dressed up, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You told me we were going on a yacht." So not an actual yacht, Lenny. Just a hotel themed to be like a yacht. So he rolled in wearing like very nautical looking, like, like this little navy
Icon.
sports jacket and like some like white pants. So so now I get Ale and Compass and Beaches and Cream and Storm Along Bay with that, right?
Mhm.
Ooh, if you take the yacht club, I don't know if you get beaches and cream. I think you
Oh,
get
okay.
what's
I'll get my Ale and Compass.
yachtsman. Yeah,
Okay.
the good old A and C.
Hmm.
That was one where after I picked the poly, I'm like, oh man, yacht and beach are they gotta go, or at
Mm-hmm.
some point. But that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on to me. I think it's interesting because thinking of the different parts of the Run Disney Expo, um, it's actually a little bit harder of a decision than I would think because there's like, okay, where are the number signs, right? And I always like getting my pictures with the number signs of like the 26.2, or they've actually moved the characters sometimes where I actually preferred them being in the bid pickup building, where they did
Mhm.
that at Princess this year, instead of being at the vendor or at the merch building. I prefer them at the bid pickup building, to be honest, because I think that just spreads things out a little bit more. And then it's like if I'm all like, I like you don't have to be like time limited when you're doing that. But I think I am going to pick the vendor building. I think I'm going to pick the vendor building. I always end up back there, even though there's I don't know. Sometimes, one of these days, and I don't actually, I'm not even going to say like I aspire to only go to the expo once because that's something you can only do during the weekend. So it's not like it's not a bad thing where like I always end up back there where I have a little ritual when I'm trying to PR where I do the compression boots at that booth. I'll get taped if the line isn't too bad. I'm pretty good at taping myself too, but it's a little bit better. And then I just buy the tape from them, and that's my stock pile of tape of KT tape. And then I also go talk to Jeff Galloway, and I tell him like Jeff Galloway, I'm gonna go try to PR tomorrow, and it's my little ritual. So I like my little rituals. And then I always have forgotten something or could use something from other things where I forgot sunglasses for my Dopey Fornia, not Dopey because I didn't do Dopey, my Goofy Fornia adventure last year. So I had to go get another pair of Gooders. It was, but honestly,
At
for
least they're
packing for
cheap.
two race weekend, yeah, packing for two race weekends and like everything that entitles that different weather, not knowing the weather, etc. I did pretty good for only for getting Gooders. So I'm going to take the vendor building for that. And then I get another selection here. The metal photo location is so hard because I have like a new favorite with it. I'm going to take my table service restaurant and I'm going to take Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Nice. Okay. Is it my turn? Okay.
Tis.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm gonna take my table service, and I'm gonna say 50s prime time. So right there in Hollywood Studios with you. All right, Hannah, you're up.
This is so tough.
It really is.
If you guys want a recap of like what you still have, just let me know or what
Yeah,
you still
what
need to
what
pick
which
from.
Yeah. What do
categories
we
do I
need?
still need?
Okay. So, Hannah, you still need to pick your metal photo location, your Run Disney Race Weekend, your value resort, table service, family ride, nighttime spectacular, bathroom, mode of transportation, and your wild card. And then Caitlin,
Hmm.
when we start your turn, I'll read yours off.
I guess I'll pick my medal photo, which I'll put as Epcot. The Oh
Spaceship
my
Earth.
god. Thank you. I was like my brain just like completely shut off and I was like sparkly, sparkly. Literally not even thinking like the ball. I was just thinking sparkles. Why can't I think of anything except sparkles?
That's my new favorite.
It's early in the morning. Wait, no, it's not
Uh,
morning anymore. It just turned noon.
we've officially
Is for
passed
me.
into lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we can see where my brain's at. Also, if you guys don't know, but my friends do, is that I'm obsessed with the like if you like the Starbucks tumblers, I know everyone's obsessed with their Stanleys these days. I don't have any of those. But I really like the Starbucks tumblers, specifically the Geo ones that have the basically like spikes, I guess. But it's like Spaceship Earth, kind of like all the
Yeah.
time. And I have this in like 5 different colorways. So like right now I'm recording with the one that I got at Disney most recently. It's like a pink purple ombre situation. I have the silver one, um, which I don't know if they released that during 50 or if I have anywho, I have a silver one. I've got a black one. I've got a red one. Got a bunch of them. So I really like
I
those, and
have
it
the
reminds
purple
me of
one.
Spaceship.
I
All
have the
purple?
purple one. Yeah, it's from the WDW 50th,
Mm-hmm.
and I really, really wanted it. I was really trying to get it the one time that I was at Disney in 2023 for the 50th, like while the
Mm-hmm.
50th was still happening because it was almost over. And then they went to Character Warehouse and they were like $7. So I don't know why I got it for full price, but whatever, it's fine.
I mean, if I ever find one on Poshmark or whatever, I know maybe that's a weird thing to buy a cup that may or may not be used, but if I ever find one, I will buy it. Purple's my favorite color, and I'm sad I missed out on it. So it will happen. And then I guess I'll go ahead and pick my mode of transportation, which I'm gonna pick the ferry. So I love water and boats, so into it.
Noise. All right, Caitlin, what you have left to
Okay.
select
Yeah.
is Run Disney Race Weekend, Moderate Resort, Quick Service, Character Dining, Family Ride, Expo Building, or part of the Expo, Post Race Beverage, Bathroom.
Ooh, okay. Oh man, this is just so tough. Uh, would it be weird if I said that my favorite race weekend is springtime just because it was my first Run Disney race weekend? Like, I know
I
it's
concur.
nobody's favorite. Yeah, okay. So
No, a
I'll
lot of people
just,
first is their favorite.
right. Yeah, so I'll just say that my favorite is springtime only because it was my first race weekend, not because of the weather.
True that. All right, on to me. Um, when you said, "Is this going to be weird?" I thought you were just going to go in hot for a bathroom, and I was going to respect that. Um, because my favorite bathroom is usually like the first bathroom when I like really have to pee during a race.
So it's
Um,
contingent.
it is contingent. Like, yes, like the bathrooms during the American Adventure were lifesavers during my very first 10K in 2020. But I don't know if I'm really ready to commit to that. Um, like the Skyliner bathroom saves lives. Okay. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna take a wild card, and I'm taking Nomad Lounge. Before that could be taken from me. Although I guess that's not that big of a risk to be taken from me, considering I'm the only one who's been to Nomad Lounge. But it's important to me nonetheless. The photo location is kind of tragic because Epcot's a new favorite, especially at night with the medals.
Sorry.
That's okay. I done diddly deserved it. I'm gonna take the train station. I think that's actually a kind of so I took in front of the Disneyland Railroad, but I'm gonna I did my like stack of medals on the railway
Mhm.
there, and then I have taken them also at Walt Disney World at near the train station, and that's actually been pretty cool. I have not been because I don't know, like Hollywood Studios, because I do them in front of Tower of Terror relatively often, or I've done them like I like doing them near the Tree of Life. I feel like that's like a like more like location of that people don't usually take their photos near, but I think I'm taking the railroad.
Yeah. Ben and I went, to Magic Kingdom, and we were by the train station with Ben's mom because she was super excited to get that photo. She loves that photo, just in general, and Ben did not wear his medal that day around to the parks. Don't know what was going through his brain. I take every chance to wear my medal. But anywho, we were taking the photos. We took photos as a group. They had the cast member had us take a picture as a couple, and then I thought we were
Oh.
done, and the cast member kicked Ben out of the photo. Was like, "No, no, no, we got to get some pictures with the finisher." And I was like, "Well, he ran too. He just doesn't have his medal." And they're like, "Doesn't matter." So then the cast member was just taking photos of me, and that was great.
Iconic. Honestly, iconic. All right, Caitlin, back to you.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to do my moderate resort, and I've never stayed there, but I want to. I'm going to say Caribbean Beach. I really want to go there. Their pools look awesome, and they're the Skyliner hub. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm going to go
That's a
with
big draw for
Caribbean.
me. I feel
Mhm.
like it would be fun, but then I have this um that I don't agree, but I see this all the time. The thing that people complain about is like the internal bus loop and stuff. But
Yes.
but
I know, right?
I love Port Orleans, and Port Orleans Riverside has an internal bus loop. So like,
Yeah. No, people
is
always
it
complain
really
about
that?
how it's such a big resort and it's way too much walking, but
It's
I think you'll
not
be fine.
it's not actually. I was pleasantly surprised because we had some time to kill. So Mr. Natalie and I took a loop around the Caribbean beach. I forget, I don't know what that little lagoon lake is called. I know most of the other ones, but I was pleasantly surprised how it wasn't as long as I thought it would be. And okay, I guess if you have a stroller with two like sleeping
Mhm.
children in there,
Mm,
that's probably a way bigger deal than I am giving it credit for. So I respect that. I definitely get that if like you have sleeping kids and like
Mhm.
that's
right.
gotta be
And
a
there's no
trek.
elevator. Right.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I
but there's
remember
the
that
benefit.
from when I was hurt too at Riverside, like walking to anywhere was difficult. So also something to consider.
True.
Mhm.
I always ask for a first floor room after a marathon, thank me later.
Mhm.
Because
Yep.
let me tell you, the stairs aren't pretty. Uh, waddle waddle. But, um, I think that also you have the benefit where, like, you can go, like, walk to instead if you're closer to Riviera, you can just go walk over to their Skyliner station.
Right.
So, I know a lot of people do that.
And I've heard
Mhm.
Sebastian's Bistro is very good. I haven't actually
I've heard
been,
it's
but
good
yeah.
too.
And then whatever their pool bar, it's got like a funky name. Whatever their pool bar
Is that
is,
the Banana
I
Cabana?
think it is. Yeah, I was like, it's banana something. Yeah, I've heard that's really I've just heard really good things about it. And then the only complaint I've heard is just that it's really big and there's no elevators to get up onto the like second or third floor. But other than that, I do really want to try it.
Alright, Hannah, back to you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick my bathroom.
Heck yeah.
I'm torn between the Tangled bathroom and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Ooh,
I think I'm going to
ooh.
go with Star Wars. I just love the whole like I just love it. The whole like it really genuinely Galaxy's Edge just feels like you're there, and it's great. And fun fact about the Tangled bathroom, that was like they built that bathroom area when they finally got rid of the I don't know what I can't remember what it's actually called, but I call it in my brain I'm calling it the mini Skyliner that was inside Magic
The
Kingdom.
gondolas, yeah.
Yes, thank you. They when they got rid of that, there was like giant, they had the giant poles basically to support the gondolas, and when they took that down, like they had to fill the space, and that's where the Tangled bathrooms are.
Nice. Fun facts are fun. Those the tangled bathrooms are I am shocked that my husband said this because this was a submission by Mr. Natalie for a category for us. And he said the tangled bathrooms were the cleanest ones he went in. But I'm very confused about that because I usually hear the opposite. So we must have just hit it early enough in the day.
Yeah.
Um
I really like
he has a very least favorites as
I like
well.
that area because weirdly, I was having a really rough day, and there's kind of, like, a lot of seating and stuff outside that
Yeah.
bathroom, and there's shade at that bathroom, and I was, like, struggling hard. I don't remember what day after which race, but I was having a lot of runner's flu. I was definitely dehydrated, and that was, like, a place where we could go to the bathroom. We got a good break. There's water fountains, so we refilled our water and just sat and, like, had a liquid IV, and it was a good it was a good time.
It's a
And
good
there were
little
some cute
place to
kiddos.
just kind of, yeah. But they since they have that other area right next to the tangled bathrooms where you can charge your phone, it is a nice
Mhm.
little spot in Magic Kingdom. Even though it's like in a very busy area because like Peter Pan's right there, Small World, Haunted
Mhm.
Mansion is kind of right there, and those are some really big popular attractions. It does kind of feel a little bit tucked away, just a little bit. To
Mhm.
me, I almost feel like those tangled bathrooms in Magic Kingdom are like the equivalent to the Cheshire Cat bathrooms in Disneyland, where they're just kind of in like a popular area. So a lot of people tend to go there. It's not usually like a quiet place, I guess, that's like
Mhm.
hidden. Like usually there's like those bathrooms are filled with people and they're usually not super clean for me when I've been there. But like the theming is good. So you're like, "Oh, this is cute." That's kind of the only pro for me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then I guess for my second pick, I'm gonna pick my family ride. I'm fairly certain this doesn't okay, I want Jaro Safaris. That doesn't have a height
Oh,
requirement,
yeah.
right?
No,
Okay,
it doesn't.
yeah,
I
that's
think
what
you're
I'm picking.
good. Lucky. Okay. Dang
I was
it.
like, I
That's a good
can't
pick.
believe someone, AKA Natalie, hasn't claimed this yet. Because Natalie's the only one that seems to be very strategic.
I wanted to snatch Living with the Land. Otherwise, like on my like backups in my mental log, Kilimanjaro Safari, or if I hadn't selected it as a wild card,
I
Mhm.
but my wild
mean,
card's gone.
Living with the
So,
Land is Austin's favorite. So that was a good pick.
all right, Caitlin, you're up.
Okay. I'm just kind of going down the line of the ones that I still have available. So I'm going to do my quick service next. And I'm going to say the Yak and Yeti quick service at Animal Kingdom. Gonna snag
Yeah.
that one.
That's
Mhm.
where Ben's favorite breakfast is from.
I know, I had to get it.
He's punching the air right now.
Mhm.
We love that
Like
place.
either punching the air for he's happy for the recognition or he's punching the air cuz he's like, "Hannah, you didn't get it."
Also fun about Yak and Yeti is they have so if you've ever stayed on property, they have the reusable mugs, but you can only use them at your hotel. You can't use them in the parks. However, now at Yak and Yeti, you can get kind of like a Stanley, but it's Yak and Yeti branded, and you can that's refillable at the park. So only at Yak and Yeti. So you'd have to like backtrack, but depending if you were strategic, unlimited refills, and then if you bring it back on a subsequent visit, it's like 2 something, I think, maybe like 250, um, to be able to use it on, like, other visits for free refills, so to, like, reactivate, basically. I think they should
That's
start
the
a whole line of, like, collectible, reusable mugs that people can bring to the, parks, and then they could it would, like I've got so many ideas. Disney, if you wanna bring me on, I am not a creative director, but, like, I got so many ideas for merch for reusable mugs if you are interested in starting that in the parks.
I think the biggest thing with the refillable mugs with me is that it's a crapshoot if you bring them back if they will
Yeah.
reactivate them. Because it's like I don't mind. I wouldn't if it were a trip where it would make sense for me to have the mug. Like
Mhm.
say I'm doing a lot more resort time, so it's more of like a run trip. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't even mind paying the same price for it and just
Mhm.
reactivating it. I just don't need another cup.
Mhm.
Like as somebody who gets a lot of cup, like, I don't need another one.
Yeah.
Like, if I could just pay to reactivate the same cup, I'm fine with that.
I feel like it's a very easy solution. They just need to add like a barcode or a serial number the way they do with like a Magic Band has an identifiable ID and you link that to your personal account and then you wouldn't even need to be in contact with the cast member. You could choose like reactivate and it would be set like up to 14 days or whatever and you could do it before every trip and then if they do put like a they could put a little, like, barcode on the cup itself that you could scan to, like, activate the drink machine,
Yeah.
basically. Because that's what we just
Mm.
went on vacation, as I said last time, to the beach, and we went to this really cool kind of, like, food market, and all the cups had a little QR code on them, and you had to scan the QR code to, like, turn on the drink machine, and that lets people get X number of ounces or whatever without allowing people that don't have a marked cup to get drinks from the drink machine, so, like, protects both parties.
It's kind of similar to how the cup actually does work if you get the refillable cup. It's like
Yeah.
a puck or something in the bottom, but
Mhm.
they also have them on the bottom of your if you get, like, one at the just with your meal or something, you don't get a refillable one where, like, it is, like, a little bit of a code on the bottom of them, and it
Mhm.
limits you to, I think, 3 refills or something like that in a
Yeah.
certain amount of time.
But as long as you get the, like as long as they make that registerable that you could, like, link it to your My Disney experience, then you could do it
Oh,
beyond
cool.
each trip, and you wouldn't they wouldn't need to worry about, like, people needing to go find a cast member.
True.
I just don't think it I'm not I don't know about the infrastructure, we can quiz Ben on that part, but it doesn't seem like it would be that difficult to implement.
True.
And, like,
Alright, Natalie,
other theme parks have them.
oh
Six Flags has been doing that stuff for forever, so
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to get that with my Kings Island passes. I would get the cu so I wouldn't have to carry a so I wouldn't have to bring, like, a drawstring and, like,
mhm.
have to carry a water bottle around with me. I would just get the drink pass and then get the unlimited refills, with it. It was nice. Alright, I'm taking my mode of transport. I'm taking the monorail. Um, she's classic, she's clean, she's the icon, and I think that, Justin Landon and Steffers would be upset with me if I didn't take the monorail. So, taking the monorail. Wow, this is hard because like I'm trying to play strategery here. My moderate is kind of a struggle bus. Oh, Caitlin is showing us her monorail
I
mug.
literally had to buy this monorail mug. And so the last time I was at Disney in July, we told the kids that I nanny, not mine, we told them no souvenirs. And so I had to hit up what is it called now? The Disney store online, not Shop Disney. But I had to get it before the trip and I got it delivered to my
Mhm.
house. It also has the Spanish on here. And for a hot minute, I know I was a Spanish teacher for a year. Don't know why they made me a Spanish teacher since I don't really speak Spanish, but since they put the Spanish on the mug, I was like, I have to buy this. And I also have the Lost Bros monorail t-shirt and it has the Spanish on the t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm having a conundrum with my moderate resort. So, story time. Coeur d'Alene French Quarter and I, she's beautiful. We love her. I just have a vomit problem there
Oh,
where
no.
Right,
okay,
you've
it's
had
happened
sounds
twice.
like you've had some vomit issues at a couple of resorts because you also said at Old Key West, right?
Oh, no, I didn't vomit on there. There was just,
Oh, you just
some f
found some.
there was some matter splatter, unidentified batter splatter at Old Key West on our door in, like, the
Ew.
early 2000s, and, we moved resorts right after that.
Mm.
Um, I was a child, but yeah, it was not up to the par of cleaning of that it should have been in our or there. So, to make a long it's just that it's happened twice and, like, I don't know, the third like, it's 2 nickels, but it's, like, it's weird, but it's weird that it's happened twice. So, it's just one of those things where, like, it's weird because I don't hold it against Riverside because that's where I guess I won't tell the whole story, but, my family got sick in 2014, with a stomach bug was going around. We were at Riverside, but then we had to, like, switch rooms to, like, get us to a clean room. And I believe that we switched twice at Riverside and once at French Quarter, or it was once at we went to French Quarter and then switched twice at Riverside, or switched twice there. Um, because we had to be in a clean room due to reasons. And so I think I can't so that's the I can't remember if I got sick while we were still at French Quarter or if we were still at Riverside. I think I remember being sick and like dying from GI bug in the room at French Quarter. The more recent time was in 2023 after the Princess Half Marathon, where I mean I was fine all day, and then things hit the fan at night. Okay, so it's one of those things where like if it happens a third time, I'm never going there again.
Oh.
So I just have this thing. I have this thing with me in French Quarter. Like we want to be friends, but like maybe we're just not friends. But obviously, I'm a big stan of that area of the Disney Springs Resort area. So it's between that and then Coronado Springs and we also I wouldn't say we have a tumultuous relationship because I've never gotten sick there. I mean, I've got like gone home and had a cold, but because I've stayed there both the times I did Springtime Surprise, has been at Coronado. But I think to not summon the bad juju, I think I'm to make a long story short, I'm taking Coronado for my moderate resort.
Coronado is a good one. I really want. I have stayed there before, but not in the Grand Destino Tower. And Austin, I think he would want to go. Maybe if we weren't gonna go to the Swan or the Dolphin for his Marriott points, I think he would want to do Coronado in the Grand Destino. So that's also on my list, like of stuff, resorts that I would want to go to someday.
Back so that
Yeah.
the time that I had my most recent incident at Port Orleans French Quarter, it was so sometimes if you're ever in the bride groups, and this is probably unsolicited advice, but sometimes so when you like book a wedding at Disney, and I did not get married at Disney, where you have a hotel block, and sometimes when things get dire, people will just post, "Here's my hotel block. Please help me fill rooms so I don't have to pay for them." So I almost made Grand Destino Tower work for that, and it was just as expensive as my like French Quarter room because Grand Destino Tower is new. She's beautiful. She's deluxe accommodations at a moderate price. So it's like a little bit of like I'm not extra bitter of like maybe like the bad maybe the bad juju was the FQ of it all. Um, like I don't know. It's just weird that it's happened twice. Like extra, like a little extra bitter about that. Not bitter, but I couldn't make it work because I think there was one night missing in the middle there where I'm like, do I really want to do a resort swap? I think it might have been like either 5K into 10K or some day or something like that, or I decided not to do it. But I was trying to make it work like within everything of my being because there was just somebody who was like, hey, like I need help filling my hotel block. I'm like, oh, I'll be there then. I can help you out. But hot tip, I guess, sort of like if you ever people are desperate to have their things filled up and you can get in on their hotel block, they don't care because then they don't have to pay the attrition rate. All right, Caitlin, back to you.
All right. Okay, so I'm just continuing down the line here. This is my character dining. And so I'm going to go with 1900 Park Fair. I have been there before. It was my mom actually took me to Disney in 2019 on my actual birthday. So that was a really really cool trip. It was just me and her, and she just texted me a picture the other like on my birthday. It was the picture of me and Winnie the Pooh at 1900 Park Fair, and that was I
Oh,
know. So I've been to 1900, but how it was before, when you could meet Mary Poppins, Alice, the Mad Hatter, and Pooh, and I think Tigger was there too, maybe. Maybe not. But now it's all different characters. So I haven't been since they reopened post COVID, but pre COVID I went and it was very, very good. That was,
did you get the strawberry soup? I think
yes,
that's their famous. Oh,
I know. So I haven't had the strawberry soup since 2019. So it's been 5 years. But I do remember it. It was very good. I miss 1900 Park Fair. That was a trip where my mom was like, you can go, like, we'll stay at any resort you want. And then for a second, she was like, oh no, I'm about to regret this. And then I was like, Pop Century. And she was like, wait, for real? Like, you don't have to pick a value. And I was like, no, like, I love Pop. And that was even before it got the Skyliner. But then on my
That must have been the
actual
opening of the Skyliner, right?
it was
I think it
just
was.
before. No,
Oh,
it
okay.
opened, like, September-ish, so we had just missed the Skyliner, and then shortly after it opened was that hot mess of a time where it broke down and people were stranded up in the air for, like, 3 hours. Um,
True.
so
Dang.
I was really scared to take the Skyliner, but we ended up doing it in 2022 and we never had a problem with it. And so I've taken it ever since. And now I'm not
Nice.
scared. Mhm. But oh yeah,
Nice.
that was such a good trip because on my actual birthday there was a Mickey's Not So Scary party. So we did Magic Kingdom all day plus we did the party. And then we all
Oh,
the only time we left Magic Kingdom in that like 16-hour day was to go to 1900 Park Fair and it was amazing.
all right, Hannah, back to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick my value resort, which I'm gonna go ahead and pick Art of Animation. And then I'm gonna pick my table service, which I don't think I picked yet. Um, and I'm gonna go with Ohana's.
All right, Caitlin, back to you.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was fast. All right, I'm going to go with my family ride and I'm going to say Runaway Railway, right? I don't think there's a height requirement on that, right?
I don't think there is, but
Yeah.
even if there is, I'll allow it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it did replace one of my all-time fave rides. RIP, great movie ride, but yeah,
Rip.
it's still a really good ride. And Austin surprisingly loved that ride.
Same with Mr. Natalie. It's still that's one of his. That was
Yeah.
the first tracklist he went on, so
Yeah, I
he
don't know if
really
he
liked
went
it.
on any other trackless rides. I'm trying to think about that. But he surprisingly, I was like, "Oh, I don't know if you're going to like this. It's kind of like a baby ride, whatever." But he got off it and he was like, "Oh my god, that was such a good ride. I loved it." So, very surprised, pleasantly surprised.
All right, I'm gonna round out my value, and I'm going to take All Star Music. I no, I'm gonna take movies. Music is the only All Star I've stayed at, but I really like the Fantasia pool at All Star. It's really cute. Big source for Mickey girl over here. So I'm gonna take All Star Movies, even though I have not stayed there. I've stayed at All Star Music. Because I did a couple add-ons to hit up Festival of the Arts a couple years ago. All right.
Oh, All
I
Star
don't have.
Movies was that was like our resort when I was growing up because we loved the Toy Story section.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's so cute, larger than life.
it
I really
is.
liked my stay there. I thought that music really was pretty serene and quiet, which I know that that's a popular complaint about the All Stars is that it's just freaking loud. But I was very like and maybe I was just there at no, I was there on President's Day because I stayed there for 2 days before I went over to French Quarter. And it was really nice. I mean, the big mega buses are kind of nice that and whatnot, but I don't know. I was like, oh, like that's really not a bad option. I don't really have all that much left to look at or to pick from. Um I think I'm going to take my nighttime spectacular and I'm taking Phantasmic. Um yeah. Yep, I'm taking her. I'm taking her. Um
But I would be
had I been
surprised if you
forced
didn't take it though. Like that's your
honestly
show.
I was trying to be nice and I was trying to leave it and I was going to take Harmonious as a backup quarterback, if you will, if because I was a Harmonious stan, rip in pieces. And but I'm taking it. I'm taking her.
I won't fight you on it because I have a different show in mind.
Oh ho ho. All right, Caitlin, back to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Well, my next one is the Run Disney Like which one's your favorite building? So, I mean, you guys already got the bib pickup and the vendor building, right? So the only one
Mhm.
left is the merch building, I guess.
Yeah, unless you have strong feelings about anything outside, I don't know.
No, no. I
The
mean,
globe.
the merch building is so chaotic, but it also has the big numbers, like the big that photo op with
Mhm.
your race distance. So, okay, I guess I'm going with the merch building.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right, I have race weekend left, which I guess I have to pick between Princess and Wine and Dine. Well, I guess I could pick from a Disney or something, but Disneyland, but I haven't run any of them. Although it is tempting because Halloween. Because I'm between Princess and Halloween. I don't feel right picking Wine and Dine yet because I haven't run it. If we did this in 2 months, then maybe we'd have a different story. We'll see. Uh, I'm gonna go with Princess though because it's iconic, and I've been obsessed with like re-listening to Disney music since February. So it uh it was a really good race weekend for me, and it was the first time I ever did a challenge. So exciting.
Princess Stan over here. All right, we're on to the second to last round.
Okay. I don't how which ones do I have left? I have
Nighttime Spectacular and Wild Card, which can be
mm,
anything you want.
okay, I'm gonna pick my wild card just to make sure I lock it down. And my wild card is gonna be Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nice. I honestly thought you were gonna go full chaos and just take Halloween half marathon week or
Oh, take
Disneyland
another race
Halloween.
weekend? That would have been a great, but no. We love Rock and Roller Coaster, big stands. I do not care if they ever retheme it, even if everyone thinks it's time. But it's been closed the last 2 times I went to Disney for refurb, so I'll
Oh,
have a bone to pick that they always have it scheduled for refurb when I'm there, so it better not be down for refurb in a couple months.
yeah, no kidding. All right, Caitlin.
All right. Okay, my next one is best bathroom. I had to consult the My Disney Experience app, which I have for a lot of these. But okay, I'm going to go with the Germany bathrooms in Epcot World Showcase because the train display is right there. And Germany is just an all-around great pavilion in general.
I really like the
I don't know.
pretzels there.
It's a good stop. Yeah, I was either going to say that or Morocco because I always tend on stopping at the Morocco bathrooms at some point in the day, but I'm going to go Germany just because of the train.
I don't know if
Trains
I've ever used
plural.
this bathroom now.
Oh, they're
I
good.
have to
They're
I'll
nice
have to
little
make sure.
hidden bathrooms. Yeah. Not a
Ooh,
lot of people go there, which is one of my sort of requirements. I don't know.
true.
Yeah, I don't really like the bathrooms that are like, in really high traffic areas. Like
True.
surprisingly, the France bathrooms, because they're like right next to Ratatouille, sort of, and the creperie, those are always really, really busy.
True. True, true,
You
true.
gotta go, you gotta
All
go.
right.
So
That is so true. I'm going to take my bathroom. After much deliberation, I said it before, Skyliner bathrooms save lives. That is I'm taking it. That's where I got a during the marathon in 2023, I got a text from Hannah saying, "You're almost there."
Oh.
I'm like not even at 24 yet, and she's like, "Oh man, runner tracking has you further ahead." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I respect myself too much to go into a porta potty later, so I'm peeing now. I'm taking care of business now." Where like, and I knew I still had Epcot to go, but I was like, "No, I'm taking care. I there was absolutely no line. Like I walked right in. I'm like, no, we're gonna take care of it now." So Skyliner bathrooms save lives. And I feel like for how like highly trafficked they are, they're never really that messy. Um, Like, obviously, being right next to the Skyliner, there's a lot of people in and around them, but I feel like I've never had, like, a disastrous experience going into those bathrooms. So, we're at the very final round, and I can't believe I left Disney Snack this late.
Wow,
That
I
is
can't
my last
either.
one to pick, probably because there's so many good ones that I was kinda trying to feel out what other people picked so that I could, make my selection off of that. Because there's just how do you pick just one? I know I had a really big infatuation with the, jalapeno cream cheese Mickey pretzel for a while, or it wasn't a Mickey
Mm.
pretzel, it was just a pretzel for a while. There's the
Petition
plastic cheese.
petition to make that jalapeno one a Mickey pretzel though, because the Mickey pretzel just makes it taste better because it's in the shape of Mickey. So I
True.
do love
But
my Mickey pretzel. Sorry.
I know. Oh man, this is just tough. Like there's the beignets. There's like man,
Oh, the beignet. I forgot about the beignets. Ah.
it's also a good snack. And like I just
See,
there's pulled pork nachos. That's not really a snack
this
though.
is
That's a
me
meal.
every time I go running with Misty. Is she's just like, if we could go get a Disney snack right now, and then we just start listing them all. Oh, so good.
Like what would you get launched into your mouth? Like what would you want to catch like a snowflake if you were outside right now? Like
Mm.
I don't know. Like it's tough, but I think because I'm gonna take the shoot, but then there's like just popcorn 'cause that stuff sometimes hits. This is why I put this off. I should have removed the category. No, the oh no, I already took Nomad Lounge. Can I say the ribs because the ribs are gone? But it's just tough. It's tough to just select one thing. This is hard. Because there's so many good snackies around. I don't know why I'm acting like this is a life or death situation here. It's not. It's not.
Three,
Um,
two, one, pick.
go. I think I'm going to just be basic and take pretzels. Then I will take a no.
Uh,
Beep it. I'm gonna take the snack box, the Run Disney snack box. I'm gonna take my plastic cheese.
over the Mickey pretzel?
Poop.
Okay, nope, you've
I'm taking
committed.
Disney pretzels. I'm taking Disney pretzels. Okay.
It is life or death. I'm so proud of you for making that choice.
I know. Now I'm hungry.
I
All right,
can't wait for
Caitlin, your
lunch.
post-race beverage.
Okay, this one is kind of random though. So like immediately after the race,
Mhm.
Originally, I was thinking like, what are you drinking in like the like reunion lot, like with your medal,
right?
like you're kind of sitting
Well,
there like
the only thing I'm drinking is the Powerade that they just handed to me. So, but
Which
Hannah's already
color?
got that one, right?
No, no, no.
Oh,
no, she did.
I
you
took my
oh, that's
protein
right. You
shake.
took your yeah. Okay. Um okay. What colors did they have? Did I get the yellow one?
They have yellow, red,
Maybe.
purple,
Yeah.
or blue. Maybe
I'm
both.
going to be weird. I'm going to go with the yellow Powerade. They had yellow,
That is an
purple and blue
interesting
last time, I
choice.
think. Yeah,
Considering they do the yellow on course, that might be serial killer vibes. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yellow's my
but I'm
favorite.
not okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for making me feel not so weird anymore because I'm just not a purple's my favorite color, but I'm not going to pick grape flavor for things. That's just kind of gross. And then the blue, I don't know. I think if they didn't have the yellow, I guess I'd have to go with the blue. Or red is always a good option, but they
I
didn't
like the
have red
red.
last time. They didn't have red at Princess. So I think I took the yellow. Let me look back at my pictures. But I do remember the day of the half marathon for Princess last year. My first stop after we got into Hollywood Studios, I mobile ordered my coffee from Galaxy's Edge. That one from Katsukaz, and it's like the one with the cocoa puffs on top.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I'm
I should
going.
have made a Ronto wrap my snack.
Oh no, that's not a snack. That's like a full
Ah,
meal.
I don't know. I feel like it's borderline.
All right, Hannah, our very very last pick of the round. Your nighttime spectacular.
Is okay. Don't laugh. Illuminations is the current Epcot.
It's
No,
Luminous.
it's yeah,
Luminous.
Illuminations was the one that they had for forever, and then they changed it to Epcot Forever, and then Harmonious, and then they went back to Epcot Forever. I think now we're on Luminous. I haven't seen an Epcot Spectacular whatever nighttime show since Illuminations back in 2017.
Well, I'm picking the new one.
Okay, there you go.
I just I just felt a lot of hate mail come in that nobody picked Happily Ever After, and
I'm
I love
sorry.
Happily Ever After.
I
I
mean, I
do
do
love it. I
too,
just
but I miss Wishes, and it's better than that enchantment thing that they had for a hot minute.
I did like Enchantment. I like Happily Ever After better, but I did like Enchantment. I actually like a lot of the flack, could probably because I heard 6 months of people crapping on like the new shows for the 50th. So then when I watched them, I was like, oh, that was nice. Like I liked that. I don't know, understand like the hate for them.
I picked the
All
new one
right.
because I listened to another podcast and they had the guy who composed it on talking about how
Oh.
it was like his dream as a kid. It was like, he always knew he wanted to do like movie scores, music stuff. And I listened to him talk about how passionate he was and like I don't know. It was just like I I heard everyone also being upset about the loss of the ones that they loved, but he told on the podcast that someone messaged and asked if they could use it for their wedding, and like I just really liked
Oh.
his story, and I'm happy for anyone who gets to make their Disney dreams come true like that. So
All right. We're going to run through everybody's teams, their fantasy. The draft is done. It's been a grueling process. We've been here for days. We've been there. People's dreams have been
shattered.
rectified or like noticed. Some have been shattered. I'm gonna go through our list and then I'm gonna ask like what are some surprise draft picks you're surprised didn't actually make it. So Hannah, we have our medal where she's taken her medal photos at Spaceship Earth. Her Run Disney race weekend is Princess Half Marathon weekend. If she's staying in value, it's at Art of Animation, stay in moderate, Port Orleans Riverside, and if we're balling out, it's Grand Flow. Her quick service is the Columbia Harbor House. Her table service is Ohana. She's taken storybook dining at Artist Point if she's going to meet a character. Dopey, Snow White, and the gang. When she's getting a Disney snack, it's the Dole Whip. Lightning Lane Single Pass, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Her thrill ride is Space Mountain, but her family ride is Kilimanjaro Safari. Her nighttime spectacular, what's capping off the day, is Luminous. The Run Disney Expo building is getting that bib pickup, figuring out your start group, seeing it in your hands for the first time. Her post race beverage of choice is a Fairlife protein shake. If she's using the bathroom, she's going on over to the Galaxy's Edge ones. Her mode of transportation is the ferry or the boat, aquaphile at best. Her beverage of choice, her specialty beverage of choice, is the Pog juice. If she's taken or going to a festival, it's going to be Food and Wine, which will be her first. And her wild card is the Rock and Roller Coaster. Dun, 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 dun.
Woo!
For Caitlin, her medal photo location is Cinderella Castle. If she's picking a Run Disney race weekend, it's Springtime Surprise. Her resorts of choice are for a value Pop Century, for a moderate Caribbean Beach, and for a deluxe yacht club. So she has all Skyliner affiliated ones. Ooh, interesting. Her quick service is the one by Yak and Yeti. Her table service is 50s prime time, and her character dining is 1900 Park Fair. When she's getting a snack, it's the spring rolls. Her Lightning Lane single pass is Flight of Passage, but her thrill ride goes all the way out west to the Incredicoaster. Family ride, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Nothing can stop us now. Nighttime spectacular is Wishes. When she's going to a Run Disney Expo building, those big number signs are fantastic. So she's going to the merch building. You got to go to all of them, but her post race beverage of choice, sitting there with hurting quads in the Epcot parking lot, is a yellow Powerade. The bathrooms of choice, due to the trains in there, are the Germany bathrooms in Epcot World Showcase. She's taken the Skyliner, unsurprising with all of her resort choices. The adult beverage is the Schifferhofer in Germany, which is the grapefruit beer if you don't speak German. Her festival of choice is going to be Flower and Garden, and her wild card is Drinkwalla in Disney's Animal Kingdom. All right, my selections. My medal photo location of choice is the railroad. Uh, if I'm picking a race weekend, I'm picking marathon weekend. If I'm selecting a value resort, it's going to be All Star Movies for that lovely Fantasia pool that I have not swum in yet. If I'm taking a moderate, it's Coronado Springs, and a deluxe. How can you not go to the Polynesian? She says. If my quick service of choice is always going to be Satuli Canteen in Pandora, my table service is the Sci-Fi Dine-In. If I'm going character dining, we're up on top of the Riviera at Topolino's Terrace. After a long, long battle of trying to figure out what the heck I was doing, my Disney snack is Disney pretzels. Love me some plastic cheese. Lightning Lane single pass. I'm also going over to California Adventure, and I'm taking Radiator Springs Racers. Hee hee. My thrill ride gotta be Expedition Everest. Family ride, Living with the Land. Nice spa like experience. My nighttime spectacular. You already knew it was Fantasmic. My favorite, probably the time I spend the most in a Run Disney Expo building is the vendor area where you get your t-shirts there, go see Jeff Galloway, etc. My post race beverage of choice is putting my Gear Check beer cup to use, and I'm getting that pineapple cider. It just hits different. We drank them dry at Marathon Weekend this year. Just gonna bring that up again. If I'm taking a bathroom, Skyliner bathrooms save lives. But if I'm taking a mode of transportation, it's the monorail. Doot doot. My adult beverage of choice is the Tipsy Ducks in Love, which can be found at the Joy of Tea Pavilion, or Joy of Tea in the China Pavilion. The festival, gotta be Festival of the Arts. And my wild card is Nomad Lounge.
Well, I think that's it for us. If you want to participate in the draft, let us know. What would your first draft picks be? If you're enjoying listening to the show, please leave us a review and a 5-star rating. We love reading your reviews out loud, and you might even be featured on a future episode. Thanks for listening. Until our next adventure, we're wishing you endless miles of magic and memories. See you next time.